Hello, Justin Boyd, Liberty University, just covering the research topic. So basically, what I wanted to do was do a research topic about the American Christian founding. So, what enabled the founders to want to have a Christian founding? So, what I wanted to do was start from the beginning. So, I went to the Greeks and Romans. So went to Aristotle and Plato and looked at their way of thinking of what made a just society. And I also looked at Marcus Tullius Cicero to look at what all of his different writings and how he thought to create a just society. So I was looking at it from the aspect of the political side of it, of how the founders would look at it, while also trying to see exactly the right way to make it to have it as just as possible. And then from there, I went to English philosophers such as John Locke, and I wanted to see his way of thinking and how it assisted the founders in wanting to do what they wanted. So, what John Locke did was he focused on the law of nature. And so, with the law of nature, he's looking at it to where all men should be equal. He didn't believe in slavery. So that was one aspect of it, is that the situation where kind of slavery was put on to the British colony because it was originally set up for, trying to assist with trade and different stuff like that, while also trying to have autonomy with religion. So even though they might not have, had slavery issues, that stems from the 1600s of John Locke, of his different way of looking at it through that. So another way that I went from there, well, I was looking at different things of Thomas Aquinas, of his thought of the law of nature and how that associated with the church. I went through and looked through individuals of Hooker and his way of thinking, and tried to utilize his ideology in this as well. And then I went through the dichotomy of Europe at the time, of the 17th century Europe, and issues that led up to that with Catholicism, Protestantism, and how that kind of pushed people to want to go to where the British American colonies would be, just to try to be able to have that society that they would like. And then so I utilized the Puritans a lot with that, covered the Massachusetts Bay Colony. And then so I was going through Jonathan Edwards after that and George Whitefield to utilize their approach towards what they did in the Great Awakening and how that affected the Founding Fathers. Even though prior to the late 1800s, early 1900s, the Founding Fathers seemed to be the individuals that first came, the early colonial time in the early 1600s. Times changed to where the Founding Fathers were looked at as the individuals that ended up declaring the Declaration of Independence from the British. So then I was looking at how the Great Awakening and the church leaders there affected Benjamin Franklin and other founders. And then I went through different writings of Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin to conclude with how they affected it, to where even though Christianity is not mentioned in the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution, the premise behind it in the Christian basis is kind of what affected it. So Thomas Hobbes, for instance, in the 1770s wrote about a place that was designed with the Bible in mind. So in a way, it was utilizing those thoughts of creating a country with the idea of how the Bible would want a just society to be. So I kind of went through that and kind of dove into it, and I created a video. Instead of writing a paper, I did a 15-minute video at the Capitol building in state of Washington in Olympia, utilizing different areas there and including visual aids and different stuff like that for my final. All right, thank you.